welcome back to The Home Entertainer. I'm Kathy Vegh. Today's show is in Chicago at Stern Pinball's factory. This is going to be really exciting, so I hope you're ready for it. And today I have a good friend of mine and the president of Stern Pinball, Gary Stern.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
Appreciate
for having
having
us.
me.
Thank you. So we're just going to learn basically how a pinball is made. It's fascinating, and so Gary, please enlighten us.
Well, pinball machine is a complex product. It has 3,500 different pieces in them. Some are the same, but many are different. Over half a mile of wire that goes into a wiring harness like this.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because I know you're the man around shop here, but did you just say half a mile?
Yes, I did. Half a mile of wire.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And a lot of labor to put this together, because this is not like the cable that's in your in your computer that goes, just wires plugged here into the monitor and wires plugged here into the computer. There's a lot of different places that these wires have to go on that playfield, for the pop bumpers, for the flippers, for what have you.
So could you walk us kind of through the steps of how you do it?
Well, first of all, you have to design it, and we have a progressive line, which means that each person does a certain part of the job and moves the product along. In this wire and harness, we have boards, nail boards that the different operators put the different wires on, and they do some, and then it goes to the next person, the next person. Okay. A lot of testing.
All by hand?
All by hand. All by hand. It's all done by hand. There's a lot of testing that then goes to be sure that it's right. A lot of cutting the wire and stripping the wire. You'll have women sitting around. It's usually women doing that cutting and stripping job.
Because they're more patient?
I don't know the answer to that.
Yes,
I just know it's been that way. It's been that way for a long, long time.
You're smart, Gary.
I can go back 50 years ago and tell you that that's how I saw it done. My father before me. Any event, it's like the garment industry was, years and years ago, with people sitting around a table. It was sewing. Well, now they're going to sit around and they're going to take these wires and they're going to cut them, strip the wires off the end and twist them and have them ready to solder onto a playfield. The cable is made, it is tested. There's lots of testing done in this factory, a lot of fixturing done, for example, to make the cable, a lot of testing done. We then going to put that on the playfield, but first we have to make the various sub-assemblies. You'll see fixtures and test equipment all over the factory, where we make the flippers and the pop bumpers and the ramps and their assemblies and all the different things, that drop targets, what have you, that are going to go onto the playfield. The sub-assemblies are prepared, and they're prepared near where they're going to be put onto the playfield. Mm-hmm. But before the playfield can even go near them, it has to go in what we call a four-poster press. You can't make pinballs without a four-poster press.
And how many of those are there?
I know of one, but there's probably a few others around. This particular one that we have here belonged to Gottlieb when it was sold to Coca-Cola Colombia in 1976. We found it when we were starting our manufacturing, actually in early 1987, at a machinery dealer that we knew found it for us. The four-poster press has a bed of nails. It has plates we make for each game with these nails up top and bottom, and we're going to pinprick or put these nail holes in the playfield so the screws always go in the same place every time.
That's awesome.
And they don't walk across the playfield as you try and drill them in. So now we've got the playfield ready, we've got the sub-assemblies, and we're going to start assembling things on the playfield. And we're going to do that with air-driven guns, or drill guns, which are very special in that they're very good air guns. They're $1,000 a piece for the gun. Jeez. And for the hanger. You'll see that there's a hanger on these that keeps the weight off of the operator so they don't get fatigued. We also are going to check and adjust the torque on them once a month so that they're not overdriven. We're going to start mounting things on the playfield, and we're going to solder the cable on it, and then we're going to test the playfield. Now, all those things that we've built, the cables will have been tested, the different sub-assemblies will have been tested, the metal parts, the components as they come into the building are inspected against a blueprint. And then we're going to test the whole playfield and the whole game. But you have to do that all the way along. You don't inspect quality, and at the end you have to do it all the way through the process.
So now I understand why your warranties are so good and solid, and why it really doesn't matter because nothing ever goes wrong with a pinball machine of yours.
Very, very little.
Sometimes,
and some of that has to do not only with the process of manufacture, but the engineering, to engineer the parts to last.
That's fantastic.
You know,
So-
you must remember, these games are made principally for commercial use. Now, you know, you were happy to say sells them to homeowners, and many people enjoy them in their home, but this is a commercial product, and it has to stand up.
So if people at home are concerned about their children beating up on this machine, what would you say to them?
Oh, that's not a problem. That's not going to be a problem. The children are beating up on the machine aren't going to be the problem. In a bowling alley, they're going to get a lot more play, or an arcade, or a restaurant, a lot more play.
Okay,
And
so you welcome that.
Oh, absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
do you also encourage your employees to try out your games?
Actually, there are times when we have the factory people who must play because we got to test something. But during the design process in the offices, there's a period of time when we want to see if a feature is being made, if everything's going to hold up. Now we have life test fixtures for new devices to show that they hold up, and we put them through strenuous tests. But into the play itself, everybody is assigned 15 minutes a day when they must play. If they're not going to play pinball, then they shouldn't be in a pinball factory.
Wow, sounds like a cool place to work.
We like it.
Okay, yes. Are you recruiting?
For you, we'll always have a place.
That's
A
very
place
sweet.
in your store selling our games.
No, that's right. As a matter of fact, I'm proud to say we were actually your first game room retailer, weren't we?
Yes, you were, and we
Which is
very
pretty
much
cool.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, the reason we chose that is obviously Gary has hit on something that we all care about, which is quality and entertainment at home. So unless you have anything else you want to add, you have any words of wisdom for us here at the end?
Keep flipping.
Keep flipping. I like that. And those are from the mouth of the Prince of Pinball and the president of Stern Pinball, Gary Stern. Again, thank you so
Thank you.
much. It has been such a pleasure. You have an amazing operation here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for watching The Home Entertainer. I'm Kathy Vegh.